Hello. Welcome aboard the Hurricane Spliffi Show. Hello, Ms. Pariah. Peace and love to you too. Good to see you. Nice to have you here. You appear to be our first guest today. I'm here with my silent partner, and we're going to attempt this again. This is Shepard. Hello, hello. Hello to you too. We're gonna what did I say about a soundtrack here? What did I say about that? I didn't want no soundtrack. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm gonna try to wing it again today here, okay? Yes, I have a oh, you're saying hello to my silent partner? Yes, he must remain silent, as we know. So, yeah, but you know how silence is. It can speak out in other forms. So, maybe can't talk, but can still type. So, we got that going for us. So, we have various topics we're going to talk about today. I got a few things I want to bring up. I just got a text, so I thought I'm going to start there because these people are pissing me off. And it's CVS Pharmacy, okay? These are the biggest fucking drug pushers I've ever come across. They took over our local pharmacy chain, okay? And they text me. I take a lot of pharmaceuticals, okay? I have physical problems, I have mental problems, I have problems. So I take a lot of different pharmaceuticals. And they're texting me all the time, do I want this refilled yet? Do I want that refilled yet? Okay, do I want to make this a 90-day refill? You know, do I want to remind, right after I get them refilled, they send me a text and say, do I want a reminder the next time this one needs refilling? I'm getting all these fucking texts from them all the time, you know, pushing the fucking drugs, pushing the fucking drugs. So the other day, I get a phone call from the pharmacist, okay, questioning whether or not I'm taking my medication in a timely manner. He says it's because there are two medications that are due for refill that I haven't had filled. And I said, yeah, I take my medications in a timely manner, and when I want my medications filled, I'll call you. So I got off the phone and I took out my stuff and I took a look at the two drugs that he said were overdue for refill. And I looked at the dates that they were filled the last time, and they're 30-day refills, like most prescriptions. And they weren't due to be refilled for another week. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking about, you know? And again, I'm thinking to myself, drug pushers, you know? Another example of them pushing fucking drugs. So I just want to get that off my chest. I've never experienced this from any other pharmacy in my life. And I've dealt with Walgreens, I've dealt with Osco, I dealt with this other drug chain that was here before that got bought out by CVS, but I've never dealt with anything like these people in my life. They're just unfucking believable. Just wanted to say that. So anyway, we've been having some sun here lately, which is completely surprising. Oh, did I miss 420? I missed 420. Shame on me. So today I have, what is this stuff here? This is Can't even read the bastard. I must have been smoking it before. I'm reading the brand. I shouldn't be reading the brand. Bootlegger. There we go. It's a hybrid. Oh, Bud 710. Doc's got bought out. That's right. Doc's got bought out. Faith Jackson. Cheers. Cheers to you too. Welcome aboard, folks. My lighter's dead. Thank you, my silent partner. Not bad. It's a sativa dominant hybrid. And it actually tells you on the label here it's AK-47 and Gupta Kush combination here that they're calling, what did I say? Whatever I said before. Oh, bootlegger. So, cheers to everyone else. Oops, over-medicated. Lindsay, hi, Spliffy and Silent. Hello to you. A little 420 thing here, Link. So, Mrs. Spliffy and I bought this swing set in for our birthday. We had the same birthday, by the way, May 31st. It's the last day of May. It's a 3-person swing. We bought this thing the last day of May. And it's this one over here. And we bought this thing the last day of May. And on our birthday's the last day of May. And we bought this swing set here for our birthday. And dragged it out on the deck. And I'm going to put this together. And I get out the instructions. And I start to go to piece this thing together. And the instructions don't match the parts. And I go to put the uprights together, and I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm looking at the parts, and the photographs don't match the parts I'm looking at. So I call up Ace Hardware where she bought it, and I'm explaining this on the phone. And they said, well, we have one assembled out front. You know, the guy put it together. He's here. You know. I said, well, I'm bringing in some of these parts to show you that it doesn't fit together. And if you can get it to fit together, then I'll take it home and I'll actually keep it. Otherwise, I'm bringing the fucker back, you know. So I haul these uprights and everything to Ace Hardware. And yes, I have the wrong instructions. No, they can't give me the right instructions. Okay. But he can show me how to put it together. So he shows me how to put it together. The fucking thing is still laying on my deck in pieces. Okay. This is the biggest pain in the ass I ever bought in my life. Don't ever buy one of these. This thing here, don't buy it. Honest to God, don't buy this. What a pain in the ass. It's 1,000,000 parts. Okay. Literally, 1,000,000. Okay, I am not exaggerating. You don't want this. Okay. Honestly, you do not want this swing. Way too much trouble. So now I think I'm gonna go to Ace and hire this kid to come over and put the fucking thing together. I don't know what else to do. You know, come help me. You're telling me it's awful, Lynn. It's just terrible. Yeah, yeah, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man, but you got it. Yeah, the helpful hardware man. You know, and he was a young kid, I don't know, he's probably 20 or so. And they walk around with these headsets on. And he was talking so fucking loud. And I wonder if it's because they walk around with these headsets on. You know what I mean? I just, I was just wondering about that, you know? You know. Oh, there's a crisis. There's an absolute crisis in this world. I generally drink Mike's Hard Lime, you know, around the house here. At the at Custer Keg, I drink Heineken beer. I'm a Heineken beer drinker. Been a Heineken beer drinker most of my adult life. But here at home, I like to drink Mike's Hard Lime. Limeade, they call it. Anyway, Mrs. Spliffy went on their website, and it's temporarily unavailable. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and I've been reduced to buying Mike's Hard Lemonade and adding my own lime to it. Okay, I don't know when it's going to be available, and it's driving me crazy. I don't know if there's a lime shortage in this world right now, or what, but I miss this product. I really do miss this product. It's just the right tartness. The lemonade doesn't quite have the kick, and it's just something about the limeade. It's just the right tartness, and all the other flavors are just too sweet. I tried the margarita. I thought that would be close, but it just doesn't quite make it. It's a disappointment. So, but I'm pushing through. I got a lime in here, so we'll see. It's just hopefully this won't last very long. Yeah, I'll make it. But I thought it might even be discontinued. I asked at the liquor store, and they said, you know, they were having trouble getting it from the distributor. So I don't know. What's that, Miss Pariah? We've had a bunch of limes donated to our food bank. Maybe it's regional. It might be, because even the limes we've been getting are very small and old. Because I bring them home, and they, after just a couple of days, they're spotted, you know. So. Oh, really? They were small too? Oh, okay. Just can't get good limes anymore. Might be shopping in the wrong neighborhoods too. And I know when I lived in the city, we lived in a neighborhood that was going through gentrification from Hispanic to too wealthy, too wealthy, and we got great citrus. The lemons and limes were always fantastic in the Hispanic neighborhood. So I guess because the turnover was great, they just bought great citrus. Yeah, exactly, Miss Pryor. They were golf ball size. They were very small limes. Not almost like key limes, only they weren't. I wish they were. I miss some big, fat, juicy limes. Can't get those around here. I don't know. There's a limited produce selection around here. We have two supermarkets in the vicinity, and they really don't have much in the way of produce. You know, we have to drive 20 miles to get to a Jewel food store, which is the biggest chain around. So the local supermarkets don't really have much in the way of produce. They've been getting better, but it's still not up to par. Would be nice. You know, what are you gonna do? Gotta live with what you get. You know, and I'm beyond gardening now. I don't do that anymore. I didn't have a garden. Last year was the first year I didn't have a garden. I won't have one. I don't have one this year either, although it would have been a shit year for a garden anyway, with the crazy weather we've been having. You know, as I mentioned last week, the corn's like, 3 or 4 inches tall. So farmers better get this money that guy in the Oval Office has promised, because they're really going to suffer. Because, I mean, well, in the G2 summit, at least, from what I understand, they've agreed not to add any additional tariffs to the China thing. So that's good. We're just going to go along with the tariffs we have now. Yeah, we can start growing bud in our house, bud 710. Yes, we can. We can grow bud in our house. Starting the first of the year, officially, according to our governor.
Monday.
And I'm proud to announce that the state of Illinois is the first state to make it illegal to operate a what do you call it?
Private prison.
A for-profit detention center. So there are no for-profit detention centers in the state of Illinois, and there never will be. So hooray for Illinois. Something positive. And what I also think is positive, although some of you cigarette smokers might not think so out there, is effective Monday, cigarettes go up $1 a pack in state taxes. Of course, gasoline goes up 30 cents a gallon. You gotta live with that, but I guess that's not so bad either. Maybe people will drive less and we'll have fewer emissions, and can grow in Massachusetts. Well, that's good, Faith. Glad to see that. Yes, Ms. Pariah, Illinois is releasing all their simple weed offenders. And Colorado needs to do as well. You're right. Oh, higher taxes on video gaming too, huh? I didn't realize that. Second overall highest gas tax burden in the United States. What, next to California, no doubt. No, seriously, I would imagine so. Because California is so concerned about emissions. I would imagine they have the highest gasoline tax. I don't have a problem with that. Seriously. Because, I mean, we got to stop using fossil fuels. And if raising the gasoline tax will cause people to drive less, then I'm all for it. I mean, I realize people need their automobiles for work and that sort of thing, but, you know, maybe they'll use them less for play, you know, or if it increases carpooling, that's cool too. You know, we got to use fewer fossil fuels. I mean, I don't drive that much. It's 0.8 of a mile to the CAG, so I don't go many other places. So I bicycle down there, but I know I wouldn't be able to bicycle back. So that'd be the problem. I wanted to give you an update. I understand from my silent partner that LD has packed up all his purple clothing and hasn't worn anything purple since he went off the air, and has vowed not to wear anything purple until he can broadcast again. So I just wanted to give you that update. That's the story there. So he's in mourning. Let's put it that way. So I got that straight from my silent partner's mouth. So. Ms. Pariah, what do you think about the freedom defended? What is the freedom defended? What is the freedom defended? Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go back further up. My mom's going to have a surgical procedure on an aneurysm in July, then one in August. Faith, oh really, Faith? Oh my goodness. Where is the aneurysm? Oh, brain aneurysms, I see. Well, I certainly hope all goes well. My thoughts are with you. Seriously, Faith. Now this, wait, now what was this other thing now? This freedom dividend? Well, that's $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Andrew Yang? I don't know, I think that's kind of silly. I saw him on the debate. I watched both nights. I guess everybody had their moment, but the freedom dividend, it would be illegal to lend or borrow against one's dividend. A universal basic income at this level would permanently grow the economy by 12.56 to 13.1%, or about 2.5 trillion by 2025, and increase the labor force by 4.5 to 4.7 million people. I wonder. Exactly, Ms. Pariah. Your biggest concern is more homelessness created because of greedy landlords. You give people more money, people are going to want more money for other things. Okay, that's exactly how it's going to work. You got a family of four who's going to get $4,000 a month, and the landlord's going to want that much more money for that 2-bedroom apartment, or a 3-bedroom apartment. That's exactly what's going to happen. Somebody's going to want to take it away from them. Prices on everything would go up because more people would have more money. It'd only create inflation. Rent everywhere is outrageous unless you get out in the sticks somewhere. I mean, like around here it's not that great either anymore. You're right, Faith. Yeah, Faith says Massachusetts rent is outrageous. Rent everywhere is outrageous. It's just getting crazy. And it's not like there isn't space everywhere. Okay? I mean, there's plenty of space. It's just greed. We're just being taken advantage of. It's like Bernie says, upper 2%, fucking the rest of us. You know. And he's the one who's been saying it the longest. Everybody else has just been parroting him. Reasons Deranged. Hi, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Ms. Pariah, you got a $10 raise a number of years ago, and your rent went up $15 along with other bills. Yeah, exactly. So what the hell good did $10 do you? Now, how about that tax cut? That helped too, didn't it? Bet you that helped a lot. Faith, it's 2,000 or more for apartments. I know, it's crazy everywhere. Nothing makes any sense anymore. You know what? I had an apartment in throughout the 70s. Throughout the 70s. From 1970, let's see, when did we move in there? I gotta say 1972 to 1982, our rent went from $150 a month to $175 a month. We had one rent increase around 1978, and that was the only rent increase we had. And we had a 3-bedroom apartment. It had the hugest fucking rooms you could possibly imagine. It had a living room, a sitting room, had a sunroom. The place was just fucking enormous. Had an enclosed back porch with a storeroom, laundry room in the basement, and it was in an old house. There were 2 other apartments in the building. One in the basement, and one upstairs. It was like an English basement on the ground level, and then we were on the first floor. Short walk up. And for the 10 years or so we lived there, we paid, like I say, $150 to $175 a month for all that space. And a big backyard. So it's crazy now what they charge people to live. And, I'm sorry, but more than one parent shouldn't have to work to support a family. And you certainly shouldn't have to work 2 jobs or 3 jobs just to fucking get by. It's just nuts. It just shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to work that fucking hard. Christ, Germany has been on a 4-day work week since the 70s. Okay? We work harder than any other nation. We get the least amount of recreational time than any other country. Okay? It shouldn't be that way. It's just fucking ridiculous. Okay? What's that, Faith Jackson? It's $180 a week.
Wow.
For a room in a boarding house. Some $200 a week. That's fucking ridiculous. This pariah. Mine has gone up every year. Never experienced that before. So far it's gone up about 150. This month it went up another 35. That's fucking nuts. That's ridiculous. Just fucking crazy. So, yeah, so back to the G20 summit. What is this shit with Putin and him? The guy from the Oval Office. What, we know for sure that the Russians interfered with the 2016 election. We know for sure that the Russians interfered with the 2018 election. We know for sure that they're going to try to interfere with the 2020 election. And what does he do? He leans over jokingly to Putin and he says, hey, don't meddle with the 2020 election. What kind of shit is that? What the fuck? He's some punk on the street, Hey, don't meddle in the election. Like it's some kind of fucking joke. What is it with this man? When is he going to start acting presidential? Okay. I guess because, I don't know. I think he has as little respect for that position as I have for him. I don't know how else to put it, you know. And then he wants to meet Kim Jong-un, invites Kim Jong-un, let's go meet out on the DMZ. Okay. And he'd like to have a DMZ between us and Mexico. Yeah, let's mine that area. Okay. Fence now isn't fucking good enough. Let's put in a minefield between us and Mexico on the border. That's sweet. Okay. Let's start blowing up children instead of stopping them and let's not just separate them from their kids. Let's separate their fucking limbs from them. Okay. Let's do that instead, you know. Let's not just separate them from their parents. Separate their limbs from them. Okay. What the fuck is wrong with this animal? This man has to be stopped. I don't know, he has to be stopped. This can't continue. Okay, this just can't continue. It's akin to fucking genocide. I mean, we're on the verge of that. I mean, look, we got bodies floating in the river. Okay, bodies floating in the fucking river at the border. This is fucking crazy. We can't be doing this. We can't be doing this to people. This is just fucking wrong. You know, how can he do this? How can he condone that? You know, how can he allow that to happen? I'm sorry. I saw that picture and I was just appalled. That was more than I could stomach. To see that poor child lying there. And to think that's not the only child we've murdered. Not the only child we've killed down there. They had a kid down there wearing a bracelet with a name and phone number on it. Said her mother with a phone number on it. And one of the inspectors that went in there, you know, they had an inspection team going there. And, you know, they're attorneys. And they go in and it's private, they no cameras or nothing. And she found this child wearing this band and called the phone number on the band. And it's the kid's mother, who had legally come into the United States, was in the United States, okay, had no idea where her daughter was. Okay, the child is in custody, okay, wearing this wristband with her mother's phone number on it. The mother entered the United States legally. She had come up to the border with her aunt and had been taken away from her aunt, okay, and placed in one of these cages. And her mother was in the United States, had no idea where her daughter was. And here was her mother's phone number on her wrist. And they haven't even bothered to call her fucking mother and say, we have your daughter, would you like her? We could hook you up with her, here you go, here's your daughter. What's that shit? Okay. Where's the humanity here? You know? But the guy in the Oval Office is ready to embrace all these fucking despots and dictators, and it's fucking nuts. Treats people like animals. So On the brighter side, I got some personal good news. Uh, my bestie went to court this week, and she was suing her ex for back child support. Now he comes from a family uh, who's in the waste disposal business. So needless to say, um, they have money, and he's lived pretty much a life of leisure. Um, Never really paid much for anything. They bought him a house on the river down here, and he's got, um, he works for them, but he doesn't work that much. I mean, he doesn't do a whole lot, but they give him money when he needs money, and he's got a boat and a jet ski and a dirt bike and a car and whatever he needs, they give it to him, and house on the river, and spends all his money on beer and cigarettes basically, and whatever else he might want to put up his nose. Anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, he owed back child support. She had hired an attorney, and she had worked out a payment plan, and she had been paying the attorney, and all of a sudden the attorney said, well, I don't want to be your attorney anymore. I'm taking you to court for what you owe me. And so they went to court, and my bestie defended herself in court against this attorney, and the judge said, okay, she doesn't have to be your attorney anymore, but you don't have to pay her the full fee. You only have to pay her 40 cents on the dollar. If you pay her. And my bestie said, well, screw this, I'm not going to hire another attorney. I'll just take care of all this myself. So she started gathering all the paperwork and everything together that she needed to go up against her ex-husband and this fucking law firm that this waste management family hired to defend him in this suit, because he was saying, well, she's married now, she's comfortable, she don't need it, he don't want to pay it, so he's not gonna, And besides, he had the son for a while, and so he don't want to pay anything, and all of that kind of stuff. So, well, the windup is, make a long story short, she's getting $25,000 in that child support. He's paying her back 30 fees, and she's getting an increase in future child support. So, it all worked out for the best. And on top of that, the attorney that she had parted company with was in court, and when she saw the settlement that she got, she went storming out of there, because I'm sure she was there to vote, and it just didn't get to happen. So it all worked out for the best. So, and more good news on the bestie front. Her daughter, who finished state And I finished second in state wrestling. Is going to nationals in Fargo. She leaves July 6th. Go down to U of I for training, and then off to Fargo. And then she'll be returning July 16th. So we'll see how things go at nationals. National tournament for women's wrestling. She finished second in the state, and it's as a high school freshman. So I think she's going places as a wrestler. So we'll see. Mighty proud of that girl. So let's have something more to talk here. I know. Oh, I still got stuff in the bowl. It's a nice deep bowl. This is pretty pipe. It's all twisty and stuff. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah. That was a good idea. That was a mighty good idea. Let's do that again. So, excuse me. I didn't over medicate. I just had to clear my throat, so not to worry. Whoa. I bet you this is CVS Pharmacy. Oh no, it's Bernie Sanders. Oh, it's the FEC deadline tomorrow. Whoops. They're looking for a donation. Let's see. Donate once. Leave no tip. There we go. No, just a one-time gift. No, I don't want the FDR inspired sticker. I did get the new book though. The new Bernie. I got the Bernie Sanders book. I made a donation. I just got it yesterday. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And my bumper sticker came. I haven't done anything with that yet either. Feel the burn, folks. Don't fall for the clones. Feel the burn. You know, when in the 2016 election, everybody was appalled by the very thought of Medicare for all, and now everybody's running on that platform. I don't know what happened, but it's right, Miss Pariah. Feel the burn. Toke up, folks. Enjoy. Although if we wait another 11 minutes or so, right? Not even that long, huh? 7. No, that's wrong. 7, 11. Yeah. I was right the first time. My math is better than I thought. My silent partner's having a hard time keeping silent over here. It's busting up. So. This time I over-medicated. Oh, was there something else I wanted to talk about? I don't recall. No? I don't know. I try to have a list of topics ready before the show, and I think I even covered some things I wasn't even going to cover. Bar news? I don't have any bar news. Don't have any talking meds. After this, I gotta go find a way to barter for some, which is hard since we are at Dry County. Miss Pariah, where do you live, Miss Pariah? In what state do you live, Miss Pariah? Oh, you're in Colorado? They have dry counties? Oh, I didn't know that. That's strange. Well, I guess it's like with alcohol. Here in Illinois, when Prohibition was repealed, you had to vote yourself wet. Counties in Illinois had to vote themselves wet. There are dry counties in Illinois downstate. So prior to my retirement, I worked for the State Liquor Control Commission for 29 years. Which was a fun job. Fremont County, Colorado. Thank you. Faith Jackson, Total Wine and More in Mass as your beverage. That's Brian. Yeah, and they won't even let us vote on it by putting it on a ballot. Really? I mean, so there hasn't even been a referendum on it in the county. Wow. So it says in the does it say in the state constitution that the county is supposed to vote on it? There's supposed to be a referendum in each county? Is that it? Or, I mean, because that's how it was with the repeal of Prohibition. Oh, you're supposed to have it anyway. The county just decided we're not going to allow it. See, now that's the way it is with liquor law in Illinois, though. You can make your local laws stricter than the state law. You just can't make them less strict. So that's probably the way it is in Colorado with weed law. You could probably make the weed law more strict than the state law. You just can't make it less strict. So if the county says we don't want to do it, They're probably allowed to do that. But they just can't make the law less strict than the state law. Whatever this, if the state law says, yeah, you can sell it, but you can't give it away, and they say, well, we want to give it away, then they wouldn't be able to do that. But if the state law says, yeah, you can sell it, and they say, no, we don't want you to sell it, then they'd be able to do that. I want to start a petition, but it's so hard with no transportation. Yeah, about all you can do is stand on street corners or something. But getting around the whole county, that's a bitch, unless you got a group together to help you. You need volunteers. And then they have to have the time to do that. You need old retired people like me that still get high, or that do get high. People with time on their hands. Pensioners. And people on disability too, who want to be able to get their weed without having to travel to get it. Faith is RJ Distributing Company in East Peoria. I don't know what else that would be in Colorado. Baby steps are still forward though, so hopefully prohibition will be at the end of my lifetime. Well, we're going to repeal prohibition in the next administration change. Marijuana is going to be decriminalized as soon as the Democrats take the White House. Well, and take over the Senate. We got to elect different officials at the lower levels of government. The state levels, we have to go Democratic nationwide. We have to start voting in younger people who are Democratic at lower levels of government. We have to start making changes at lower levels of government. Okay. And these changes have to be to the Democratic Party. It's the only way it's going to work. These Republicans, Buttigieg the other night in debates said it best. These people who, these Republicans, they talk about religion all the time, and then these obscene things they're doing to children at the border. Come on, where the fuck do they get off talking about God and treating people like that? It's fucking ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. Well, RJ Distributors has my beverage in East Peoria. Yeah, but they're a wholesaler, right? I can't buy direct from a wholesaler. We have a 3-tiered system in Illinois. But maybe there's a retailer in the East Peoria area I can check with. So it's 420. It's 420. Is it 420? Is it 420? Is it 420? Not yet. Faith, you Googled it. Here's my beverage. Yeah, you Googled it. Yeah, but yeah, I'd have to go to a retailer in the area. Yeah, see the distributors have, but do they have it in stock? That's the key. See, there's a distributor around here who carries it too, but they don't have it in stock because my local retailers can't get it. I don't know. Ms. Pryor just posted Sweet Faith at 519. I don't know if it's 520 yet. Is it 520? Okay. There we go. Happy 420 somewhere. Toke up, folks. It's that time again. It's whatever 20, Faith. It's whatever 20. Yeah, they have a 3-tiered liquor system in Illinois. You have to buy just distributors buy from the bottlers, and then the retailers have to buy from distributors, and then we buy from retailers, and then so you can't buy direct from distributors, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. He's asleep in a chair over here. In his chair. That's Buster's chair. He's crashed out for the afternoon. So oh, he woke him up. He woke up. There he is over there. That's our little guy. He's just very comfortable over there in his little corner of the world. He likes his little spot. Ain't he cute? Yeah, he's my pup. Heidi only comes around when it's thunderstorming, or when there are fireworks. So I look forward to seeing her on the 4th of July. She'll be around a lot that night. Well, and nights before and after, because everybody around here has to taste test everything, you know. And they get pretty explosive around here. There'll be some big stuff right around the river and shit. They go boom. They go big boom. And this year, nobody has to worry about like setting the national park on fire or anything. I mean, the state park on fire. In the past, that's always been a problem. We've had plenty of rain this year. So. Yeah, I do. I miss my sidekick too, Starstruck Crow. But at least I have my silent partner. You know? So it's almost like having my sidekick. In fact, he's almost silent. It's almost like my cough has an echo. It's like I coughed 5 minutes ago and you can hear it coming back, you know. If you know what I mean. I have to get some more of this. So, yeah. Starstruck. Wait, are Zimas still a thing? I don't know. I'm not sure. Faith Jackson, me too, Starstruck. Faith misses LD as well. I don't know. We'll have to research that. My silent partner is checking that out right now. We're looking into Zima this very moment. In Japan only. So if you want to take a hike, next time the Pacific Ocean freezes over, I'll go get a bottle of Zima, which could very well happen, you know, with weather being what it is these days. Who knows what the fuck might happen? So we'll see. Why was Zima discontinued? That's something on Google here. I think we all know why. Because it fucking sucked. Is that what it says? Click on there. I want to see if that's what the answer is. I really want to know what it says. Does it say because it fucking sucked? Alternative beverages. Well, they choosing to instead to focus on other alternative beverages. We called at the Liquor Commission, we called them Alco Pop. That's what we refer to them as Alco Pops. You know, Mike's and any of those, Alco Pops. In February 2017, Miller Coors announced that they are in negotiations to bring Zima back to the United States market. But did they? They did not. Okay. Well, that's good. There's too many other ones there are too many other things that are tastier than that they've come out with. And now they got these waters, these flavored waters, and with like practically no calories, no carbs, and you know, or just a few calories, what, 60 calories or less, and no carbs almost, and They're just flavored waters, sparkling waters, and they're tasty. I've tried several brands, and I like them. You know, drink them on the rocks or something. And they're okay. I couldn't drink them all the time, but they're refreshing. I don't drink anymore either. I don't drink any less, but I don't drink anymore. I guess when someone's giving you direction, you're not supposed to turn and look at them in this biz. I, I don't know, is anybody else? I, I'm certainly having fun. Um, I'm, I don't know. I'll have like a Mike's Hard Limeade, and I'll add ice to it, and two of these will last me all day long. So uh, this stuff is stoning the fuck out of me. I can't believe it. That bootlegger. I, I'm I'm really stoned. Bud Light Lime in a can. No, I don't drink light beer. I don't drink American beers. American beers give me a headache. I'm strictly Heineken drinker when it comes to beer. Or I'll drink other imports sometimes. As long as they don't come in a green bottle or a clear bottle. I certainly won't drink a Corona. I won't drink any import beer if I have to put fruit in it. I do like um, Duvel. It's a Belgian beer. I like that. Duvel. It's Mrs. Spliffy speaking up there. Whiskey from the bottle. No, after all those years with the liquor commission, I poured out so much whiskey I can't stand the smell of it. I'm a tequila drinker. I like Don Julio 1942. Don Julio 1942. If you can lift the bottle up high enough to drink from the bottle. You know what I'm talking about. Bottle looks like a baseball bat. And it's my favorite tequila. They're nice enough to stock it down at the keg at a very reasonable price, considering what it costs retail. They, in fact, their wholesale price isn't that much more than retail. So I know what they get it for, and they sell it for $9 a shot at the bar. which is really, I mean, I don't drink a lot of it. Maybe 2 shots if I'm in the evening. But it's a very special tequila. It's something I really like. So, that's the only tequila I drink. So it's good stuff. You just get friendly when you drink. I get friendly when I drink, but then I think I'm friendly all the time. So I'm friendly now. Faith Jackson. I just Googled, hello, I don't drink. Try Amazon, Slippy. How much is it on Amazon? Faith Jackson. Do I have a mailing address? Sure. And every month? No, I guess not every one. Last time I drank tequila, I threw speaker box at Border Patrol, and that resulted in a cavity search. That was my last time drinking it. Well, that's because you drank too much tequila. That's why I limit myself to 2 shots of Don Julio. So, real friendly. Yeah, real friendly with Joe. Oh, Buster's up. Are you awake? Oh, we had enough of that. I think it's getting to be supper time. That's what it is. Oh, he wants out. Let me see. Starstruck Crow in Canada and their loose liquor laws. Silent partner, that's my silent partner. Moonchild says, hi, cameraman. I'm afraid he can't say hi back. Starstruck Crow, do you live in Canada? Is that where you're getting loose? I get loose here in Illinois. You can drink anywhere at 18. Just don't get caught. Shit, I was drinking at 13. No, I live very close to the Canadian border. Oh, so you drive over to Canada and get drunk and then have a hard time getting home? Careful, cameraman. You can drink up there at 19. Fake ID, fake ID, fake ID. could, and I never lived any place except in the military where you could drink at a young age. But, you know, in the military you could drink at a young age. In Anchorage they'd serve you, you know, because you were in the military. They'd serve even though it was 21, because we'd go to sleaze bars. So in the sleaze bars they'd serve you. And the only strip joint we had, they'd serve you there too. But the nicer places would throw you out. But, you know. But I was tall enough. I'm 6'1", so I was tall enough to get served most anywhere. So, you know, even in the and then in North Carolina, they were all beer bars and they'd serve anybody. So, you know, you had to go to a private club if you wanted hard liquor. But all it took to join a private club was to bring your own liquor and pay the fee for the setup. You know, and then they'd bring you ice and glasses and that kind of shit. So it was weird. Liquor laws in every state are so very different. It's really strange. That's why I enjoyed my job. It was fun, and you got to meet different people all the time, and I liked that. It was different every day. And people said weird shit. You know, I mean, people said the stupidest things. I had a fellow who was buying stolen liquor from kids on the street. You know, they'd like steal it from one liquor store and then sell it to him. And he said to me, he says, how can I run an honest business if I don't buy my liquor illegally? And I thought, well, you know, I was dumbfounded. I did not answer that question. What can you say? Yeah, I start. That's what I said before. I guess it's easy to, you know, it's easy to get there and hard to get back. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. I think Cheech did a movie about that, didn't he? With the Mexican border, wasn't it? Born in East LA. He had a hard time getting back into the United States. So, I know, at least, I think he did a movie about it, didn't he? Yeah. So, only it was a lot harder for him to get back. Well, I think we ought to bring this to a close. Canada is a pretty relaxed country, says Starstruck Crow. Yeah, I know, we're not. At least not lately. My asshole is puckered for this since this fellow stepped into the Oval Office. My asshole has been puckered. I'm very uncomfortable. Things have to change. I'm very tense. I don't like what's going on anywhere. I want to relax. You know, we need to relax the laws. We need to relax our feelings for one another. we need to relax a lot of things. By faith. We'll see you next week, hopefully. It would certainly be nice to have you come back again. I'm going to say good evening to all of you, and hope you come back again next week. And hopefully I'll have something to talk about, because this is fun, and I love y'all. And remember, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. We'll see you.